Welcome to Thorough Talks 215. I'm your host, E, with my co-host, Brown. Talk to him.
What's up, brother? How you feeling, man? What episode is this one, man?
Brown, this is episode 6, bro.
Numero 6.
Numero 6.
Yes,
I'm
it feels
super
great.
excited. It feels great, man. We've been at it nonstop.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm loving it, man. I'm feeling it, man. These people have so much love out there. It's unreal, man. It's crazy, like the DMs and just the shout outs that we getting and all that, and people just cheering for us, man. This is great.
It's a blessing, and we really appreciate all you guys, tuning in. All the ladies, all the fellas, all the young bucks, the old heads, everybody, man. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us because we've been working hard, man, backstage, man.
All day, dog. That's all we do.
People don't realize it. We work hard backstage. We at this day in and day out. How was your week, man? What's going on?
The week was great. I mean, of course, get up and go to work, do your thing, come home. Been hitting a little gym here and there, do a little workout.
Yeah, I heard about.
What's
wrong with that? I heard the push-ups coming through.
Absolutely, man. Just the push-ups. I do squats and push-ups every morning. I start off. That's the first thing I do.
Okay.
Even before I even brush my motherfucking mouth, because after you start doing other shit, you might, So I just, as soon as I get up, I stretch and I drop down. I start doing my push-ups.
Where you at though? How many push-ups, Pop?
Right now, I'm at like 200.
Clip. No, okay, so sets of what?
At a time.
No, you do 200 straight?
No, I do 200 within like an hour.
So what I mean is the sets. What sets of 20?
I've been banging out 40s, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been banging out 40s.
See, I respect you for that because at the end of the day, I love fitness, bro.
Yeah.
I wish you the best at that. You need my help. I'm there for you. No, listen, don't let me catch you running down Front Street shirtless, man.
You already know, bro. Listen, if the body get right like that, I'm running down Front Street shirtless.
Watch out for Brown, folks. You're going to be shirtless, bro.
You already know, bro.
I'm happy for you. That's
what's good with you, though?
I'm good, man. Got some couple new clients. So I'm excited about that. 2 new clients, personal training and health coach. So very exciting, man. Super busy. So, long days, you know how that go. But I'm always up for the challenge, bro.
Being busy is good.
It's a good thing, man.
Absolutely. Being busy is
thing.
good. When you're sitting around bored, ain't got nothing to do.
Idle time is the devil's work, bro.
Oh, man, listen.
You already know.
You already know.
The idle time is a bad thing, especially for us guys, because we get in trouble, man.
Yeah.
When, sometimes we be out of pocket. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, what's good, man? Talk to me.
Did you hear this story? I'm gonna jump on this story real quick.
Give it to me, brother.
Bro,
Let me know.
There was an officer, a detective in New York City that got fired. You know why she got fired? You want to guess? Take a guess why she got fired.
A detective?
A 7-year detective in New York City.
And she got fired. What she got fired for?
You want to take a guess?
She beat somebody to fuck up.
No, sir. She was dancing on a pole. This lady by the name of Melissa McCardo, I think the name is, 7-year detective. Got fired. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Give me a sec. She got fired. She got terminated. Well, I guess suspended with intent to terminate. What happens when you're in a union shop, which police officers are, they get suspended with the intent of termination. Now, she was in a rap video, twerking, dancing on a pole. The question I have for you, do you think that the NYC Police Department was right for firing a 7-year detective because she chose on her time to dance and twerk on a pole?
Okay, all right. So this is where I'm gonna ask you: was it during when she was a cop, or was it before she was a cop?
Oh, this is why while she's a cop, she's a detective.
Damn.
7-year detective.
Word,
bro.
Nah. All right. So that's different.
Yeah.
That's different. If it was something from her past, then come on now, you gotta give her a pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for her to be a cop, which is a role model. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with twerking, because I like girls that twerk.
Shout out to the girls that twerk.
Thank you for twerking, because it is great for the mind. But at the same time, she shouldn't be doing that.
You have to uphold some standard. And I want to say this to a lot of people. When you are an employee of a company,
absolutely,
there's something called a policy book. Read it. Because a lot of times what happens is people, they get hired, right? And they think, well, I still could behave any which way I want. It doesn't work that way. If you work for a company, let's say a prestigious company or like a law firm, a hospital, if you're working with children, you're a teacher, you have to carry yourself with a certain behavior, decorum, because at the end of the day, that comes out.
Yeah.
You could get terminated.
Yeah. That's true. And you got, younger kids who want to be police officers and stuff like that. Girls especially who see that kind of stuff, and it might confuse them.
Absolutely.
It might throw them off. You know what I mean?
It's going to throw them off. They're going to think, well, this behavior is fine. Now, look. All the girls that are twerking nowadays, I get it. That's the thing to do, right? I get it. And, you act sexual. You want attention. The problem is when you see an adult doing it, it gives these young girls that are 16, 17 the idea, well, I could do it and still rebound. And what I want to say is this. There's something called a digital footprint. You know what that is, right? The digital footprint. So when you misbehave, people, men or women, right? And you get older, you know what happens is they can go back and check out your digital footprint. Yeah. Now, when you're 17, you're acting a certain way, but when you're 27, now you might want that career. And guess what's following you? The twerk. Yeah. Guess what's following you? The racist remark. Yeah. So what happens is, now they might hold that against you. You might not get the job that you want.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Talk to me.
Was she bad at least?
Oh, the shorty was bad.
She's a bad John?
Baddie. I ain't gonna front. Shorty bad.
That's probably why they mad then.
Look, at the end of the day, she gonna have a career. The sad part is that she might go from being a detective to an OnlyFans.
So pretty much, if she's a bad John, she probably ain't even got to be a cop no more, bro.
Right.
She probably could just pop off from here. So this could have been a good thing for her.
It's going to be a career-changing moment. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's going to be a career-changing moment.
She might just be like, F the police department. I'm going to go get this money. You feel what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. The sad part is that she's a detective. I get it if it's your first couple years, but at the end of the day, you're a detective. You're looked upon as somebody that protects the community. You have a lot of respect. There's a lot of honor behind that position. To throw it away for that, hopefully it's worth it, mama.
I mean, she didn't know. I mean,
you don't think she knew? You got to hold her accountable.
You think that she knew that she would get in this much trouble for this?
She had to have, look, there has to be some type of training when it comes to this. Someone had to speak there and say, look, these are the do's and don'ts. No? I mean, I would guess. I'm not any police officer. Shout out to the police officers out there. Let us know. Do you get this type of training? I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, man. I'm not sure.
So you already know, bro. Listen, we talked about that. Let's talk about something else.
Let's get to it.
Bro, did you see Jaden Daniels' mom on what she did at that basketball game?
Lord have mercy. Did I? Jaden Daniels. Yo, this is sad because the kid seems like a great kid.
Absolutely.
He seems like he's dope, right? And obviously, as an Eagle fan, I hate to admit it, he's going to be a problem.
Oh, absolutely.
This kid is going to be a thorn in our ass for a while. A young buck can ball. But damn, you gotta grow some balls, cuz. You gotta tell mom, let me go on these dates on my own. Let me do what I can do. Let me figure it out. I understand Mom Duke's looking out for you. I get it. But at the date?
Yeah, I kind of get that too because I got the type of mom that'll bust your head wide open.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you got to let him fail. You got to let him touch the water. You got to let him make his own decisions, especially at this time.
Let him dip his stick in there, man.
He's up there like he's still going to be your son at the end of the day.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere. It's crazy because I saw the video of him chopping it up, having a great time with Shorty. Yeah. Right? I saw that piece, and then the next piece, mom's sitting in the middle. He looking miserable.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, Mom.
And it's like, ya, mami, sácale la teta. Enough is enough.
Sácale la teta. I'm grown. I'm in the NFL. You know what that's called, bro? That's called son husband. That's the thing. Son husband is when moms are so overprotective with their son, right? That, especially if he becomes a cash cow. Now she's super overprotective because she's scared once Shorty get them claws. Once his nose open, killer. Well, you know how I go down with these Shorty.
Smell that boom boom. Mom, I'm moving out.
He ain't coming back, bro. He ain't coming back.
I love you, but I ain't coming back.
Because at the end of the day, when you do settle down with a woman, you gotta tell Mom, dude.
Of course, Mom,
you
gotta respect me.
And you gotta respect me. This is my lady.
This is my lady.
All right? Yeah. You can't come with me to the honeymoon, Mama. Look. A lot of, mothers, they have this feeling of, you're not going to take advantage of my son. And I respect that. All our moms are like that, right? Your mom was like that. Rest in peace. My mom was definitely like that. But at the end of the day, go ahead, test the waters. You got to do what you got to do.
Of course, you got to fail. You got to fail in life.
You got to fail in life.
You got to fail in life. You got to fail in life.
And so the one thing that I learned at a young age was to understand that I'm going to go through my bumps and bruises early on. I'd rather high school, right? Junior high school, and, in your early 20s, go through it with the shorties. Then when you're in your 30s, 40s, you understand a little bit female nature a little bit as you get older. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it's crazy to me that she was there at the day. Have you ever been on a date with moms?
No. No. Nah.
That's wild.
Nah, I ain't never
I don't think I've ever been on a date with a shorty. First of all, my mom wouldn't want to go.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Mom Dukes wouldn't want to go.
But mom tried to bust a couple of them joint skis heads open, like, especially if they see like they doing wrong shit to me.
Absolutely.
She be trying to go in.
Absolutely. That's her job, bro. That's her job is for Mom Dukes to come in and check her, because when it comes to a boy and his mom, that relationship is special. Yeah. At the end of the day. That's why, fellas, you ever called moms, call her up, say I love you. All right. Yeah. Don't be, on some, I don't have to talk to her for a while, because trust me, she misses you at the end of the day, man. So what's new, man? What else is going on in the world? Hey, did you hear about the rapper Sasso P getting lit up, man, in Memphis?
You know what? I was just hearing about that. I don't know too much about it, but like, give me a rundown. Right, so what's going on with that?
Now, this is, I'm going from what I heard. Sasso P is signed to a guy named Sauce Waka. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I heard of Sauce
Waka. He's pretty famous out there. And rest in peace to this kid, Sasso P, and all the praise goes out to his family. He was bubbling. He was up and coming. Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. They went back to Memphis, I think, to do a show. Some dudes ran down on him.
Damn.
Got him out of here. They stood over Sauce Waka. They was going to get him out of there, but they realized who it was, and they let him go. Rumor has it that the kid ran off with $200K from somebody.
Ooh.
Allegedly. Now, when we talk about these cases, we don't know if it's true or false. So allegedly, we're just talking. So if that's the case, what is your thoughts on how a lot of times when people become successful and they come back home, sometimes these things happen?
Yeah, but at the same time, and this goes to anybody, take $200,000 from anybody.
Not a good look.
It's not a good look, especially in the streets.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Bro. It's different if you like scam somebody out of $200,000, like through a credit card or some shit like that, and you don't really know.
In the streets, you can't
do it. But in the streets, bro,
no,
not even $40.
Dude, I heard back in the day, some boy got lit up for a cigarette.
Yeah, because it's the respect part of it. You're not going to disrespect me.
Not only that, and then the day that he was out here, what he was doing? Online flaunting the bread. You know how they do?
No.
He got the whack, right? He got the whack.
That's going to make him even madder.
What? $200K?
That's like those guys that be, and I hate this shit. I hate guys who go around robbing people's chains and then post it. Cause it's like, bro, that's extra. That's extra. You a crumb bum, dog. Yeah, like you don't even look cool,
Shout out to
bro.
Frank Rizzo.
Like, come on, bro. You want some dumb shit?
That is to me, that is the lowest of the lowest, because at the end of the day, not only did you violate the person, right? Now you're putting it online, and that's why a lot of these crimes they go at you even harder, because all right, if you get stuck up and nobody knows about it, it's one thing, right? It's one thing. Different. You putting it out there, bro?
Yeah, you're gonna put my chain online, bro. That's the lowest of the lowest, bro.
Man, get a job. You're better off. Your survival rate is higher if you get a job.
You're a bum.
You're a bum. You're a bum at the end of the day, man. You're a bum. God. It's sad that the guy had to lose his life over this. He was up and coming. I heard a little bit of his music. It sounded pretty decent. Not my speed.
I gotta look into it.
But the way a lot of guys go out when they come back home, you need to fix your issues, man. If you're gone, let's say because you became super famous and you're successful now, before you come back home, fix the issues, man. Because they watching. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? They watching and they know, okay, he landed. Let's get him out of here, bro. It's a shame, man.
So you already know. Let's talk some ego shit real quick.
Talk to me.
Because I see my man Howie making moves. What do you think about the new guys that he just added into the Eagles, like coming in? Do you think these guys could like match up to what we let go? Yeah,
that's a great question. What it looks like, the trend that he's going with is bringing in guys that were injured at some point and their team gave up on them.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's taking a chance on a lot of one-year deals.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys are not really proven. They might have had some spark in the beginning, But in the last year and a half, they were quiet. So to be honest, time will tell. I can't answer that question because they haven't really proven themselves lately.
I mean, they haven't touched the fields yet.
Right. So to say that can they be as close as the guys that they replaced, time will tell.
Who did you feel bad about losing in the Eagles?
You know what, man?
At least, let me get that.
CJ,
bro.
Man. I didn't want to lose him.
Why, my man Gardner, though?
I think I don't know if he was a locker cancer or locker room cancer, but I'm wondering if you look at the history, he's been in like 3 or 4 teams the last few years.
I know. I know CJ Gardner. He got a mouth on him. He got an attitude.
Balls out,
but this is football, bro.
Damn, bro. He brought that edge.
Listen, he brought
that edge,
Come on, man.
Like, I didn't like that. That's the one guy. Everybody else, I wasn't too shaken up on it. Even though Sweat, I was a little. But CJ's the one.
CJ is the one for me because I felt like he was the guy who would go and hype these dudes up, bro, like to the point where they became them dogs that we needed them to become.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
And even the one game, remember when he got kicked out, I was upset. But that attitude and that fearlessness, that brings a lot of moxie attitude. You did what I'm saying? Now, can you replace that? That's hard to replace, Brown.
Yeah, I don't think so.
To answer your question, we're going to have to see. I don't know right now.
I don't know who's going to step it up with that attitude.
Who's going to have that dog in it?
Maybe Jalen Carter.
Carter got it. He got it. But that's up front. You need somebody in the back.
Yeah, you need somebody in the back talking
that. You know what I'm saying? Talking that shit.
Yeah,
he talked that shit.
Yeah, he talked that shit. Yeah.
Man, so shout out to him.
Throw the ball. Go ahead. Throw the ball. I'm here, baby. That's how he was. Throw the ball.
Bro, the ball crazy, man.
Coño, man.
All right, so I got a question for you.
What's up, dog?
All right, I want you to be honest.
Oh,
this was a touchy one.
Run it.
This is a touchy one.
Run it. I'm waiting. Run it.
Does a woman body count matter? The Lord have mercy.
Does a woman body count matter?
Yes.
Not really. Okay. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Why? She would never tell you the truth.
You know, there's a rule of thumb to that. And fellas, young guys, if she says she slept with 3 guys, multiply that by 5. That's what they say. Listen, you're right. You're not going to know.
She'll never tell you the truth.
You'll never know. My thing is, let me ask you this. Hold up. Have you ever asked a woman about her body count?
You know what? I don't want to know.
I've never asked.
I don't want to know.
There's no woman on this planet that can say that I asked her. You know why? Because to me, that's lame.
That's your business.
That's her business.
That's your business.
It's lame for me as a man or any man, in my opinion. Don't get offended. It's lame if you're worrying about who she slept with. Because if at the end of the day, let's keep it a buck. You see that girl, you like that girl, you like how she smell, how she talk, everything thorough, right? And even a little pale smell good.
All that, everything,
right? The last thing you care about is who she slept with.
Absolutely.
Now, if you find out that the whole basketball team ran through her, that's a different ballgame.
I mean, yeah, especially if it's like later on down in the line, and you're in a relationship and that shit go down. I mean, even in the beginning, if you find out in the beginning, yo, I got ran through the whole basketball team. Now you're like, well, you know what, Shorty, listen, I'm going to go get you this little McDonald's real quick and drop you off.
Put some cheese on the fries.
Get you like a 4-piece of nuggets, and I'm going to drop you off to your abuelita house, and that's about it.
And that's about you're going to get ran through.
Yeah.
Now, look, people always say to me, you can't look at somebody's past. But I don't truly believe that. Sometimes the past does matter. It's like buying a house, right? What the bank does. They look at your credit.
Yeah.
Right? Your past matters. What happens is people can change. I get that. And especially when you're guys like us, late 40s, how many Jones you going to meet with a low body count anyway? How many versions you going to meet?
Not many. I don't want them. That means they like 19?
Nah, that's too young. What's too young for you?
Too young, under 35.
Under 35?
Yeah, I ain't fucking with them.
Damn, really?
Nah, because they still out there mojado, nigga. They running around.
Mojado. Explain to people what mojado means.
Ya tú sabes que tienen la cosa mojado, and they be running around and you know, dancing and partying and jumping on top of tables and all this.
But they say a woman that's 35 has a lot of baggage. What you say about that?
A lot of baggage, meaning
a lot of trauma, right? So she's been through a lot of heartbreak, a lot of dudes, high body count. She might want more, right? Her standards might be higher because she don't want to get played anymore. What do you think about that?
It all depends on where she was brought up at.
True.
Because it could be a woman from the city that's constantly around, you know, men coming at her and all this.
Right.
But what if she's from the country where there's like 1,000 people in her
little town?
In her town.
Well, my thing is this. I look at long-term relationships when I meet a woman, right? That means a lot to me because you meet a woman and she's been, the last dude she was with 10 years, right? 12 years. Before that, she was with another dude for 7 years. That says a lot to me. At least she tried. All right, the relationships weren't as successful as you wanted to be, but she wasn't single for 7 years.
You know what I'm saying? She was single for 7 years. You know what that means, right? That shit was like this. Bing, 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 boom, bop, bing, bop.
Look, we're not judging. We're not judging.
No,
now,
we're not judging.
To me,
and that's not true. That's not all the way true because you got girls that have been single for 7 years that are celibate.
Right. You know who's that? What was the
Maya?
Ooh,
yes.
She was bad.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
She's a goddess.
Yo, and without makeup.
Yeah.
See, that's what's important.
And she chose that.
She chose
that,
She's
bro.
like Alicia Keys. Who you like better, Alicia Keys or her?
Maya, bro.
Maya over Alicia?
Yeah, she's puro, bro. Like,
puro, bang.
She's 7 years puro. Ain't nobody touched that, dog.
How long you gonna... How long you gonna last, Bob? I mean, you know when it's tight like
I don't know. I mean, just the thought alone will fuck me up. You know what I mean? Just thinking about it, dog.
You start singing, huh?
Yeah, yo. So, you know, I don't know, bro. I can't really.
Maya's dope, but if I had to pick between, that's a tough one.
Between her
and Alicia Keys.
Come on, how can you say that, Alicia?
But it's personal preference. You know how that. I can't knock you for what you like. You feel me?
Right.
So I like Alicia. Right. Maya not bad. She nice. Maya nice. She always been nice.
Yes, sir.
You dang.
Yo, did you hear about how people are being attacked by like Tesla drivers, bro?
Yeah, their cars getting keyed all crazy.
People are attacking people.
What's up with that?
There was a guy in Cherry Hill who got attacked by like a driver that was like really following them and trying to run down on them because they own a Tesla. I mean, a lot of people are mad at Elon Musk and stuff like that, but it's like, yo, these people bought these cars because they like that car. They don't really got nothing to do with him.
You're destroying somebody's property.
Yeah, I want a Tesla, bro.
Right, right now, you got to remember, people, only a coward would do that, especially if you're a man. Now, I get it when the girls do it, right? But for me to see, I mean, no one should do it. We don't condone anybody, damaging somebody's property. People get up every day to go to work, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you might see somebody and they look like they up and they got bread. A lot of times it's check for check. Every week they're trying to survive. And here you come, keying the car. You should get hit over the head. The owner should be able to pop you over the head, even though we don't condone violence. Yeah, don't damage people's cars. Especially when I see a dude do it. You a lame. You a sucker, dog. You damage somebody's will, man.
Hell yeah. And I'm going to put that in that category we were talking about. That's not thorough.
Not thorough at all, bro. Not thorough at all. I'm glad you brought that up because remember the segment that I said we got to do better?
We got to start. Yeah,
all right, so that's going to be in the segment, but I got a new one. Check this out. I heard a story of some young bulls rolling on an old head, a neighbor, because he came outside and said, fellas, I don't want you sitting on my steps. That's always been a problem in the hood, right?
Yeah.
They were sitting on his steps, rolling the blunts, drinking. Supposedly, the guy came out and said, fellas, do me a favor. Can you take it down the block? They got into an argument. They rolled on the old head.
Where was that, in Philly?
In Newark, New Jersey. I was reading about it. And this is what I want to say. And a lot of them were Latinos, Morenos. Yeah. We got to do better, folks. Yeah. Especially with your neighbors. I'm looking in the camera, young bucks. You're in the neighborhood and you shouldn't be sitting on somebody's steps to begin with. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? But if you are, and that person comes out and says, can you please move the 40s or whatever they drinking nowadays? Because remember, back in the day, that used to happen all the time. You remember? Yeah.
And you remember back in the day what they used to do when you would do that, right? Yeah. The mom would open the top window and throw some water on you. All that. Or they would throw that old pork grease on the steps. You're not sitting on my steps. You want to sit on my steps, you're going to fuck your gear up.
But Brown, if the owner of the house comes out, how you got the nerve to argue with him? And then not only argue with him, then y'all roll on the ball.
Yeah, that's not cool.
You got to do better.
That's so fucked up.
We got to do better than that, folks. You cannot do that. Because I remember back in the day, 7th and Pike, that happened. It was a big story. I was probably like in 7th or 8th grade, and they murdered the ball. They rolled, the neighborhood guys were sitting, back in the day, used to roll the Philly blunts, used to dump all the stuff from the Philly blunt. The old head came out and said, yo, not on my steps. Damn. Huge argument. They rolled on the old head.
And he died?
He died, bro. That was a huge story. Anybody from Hunter Park probably remembers that. That was a huge story. And so we got to do better, folks. Young bucks, please You in the
Stop the
neighborhood, you
bullshit.
sitting on somebody's steps, and they tell you to get off. Come on, man.
Yeah, get off the step, man. Like, it's out of respect. That's their property, man. What if they want to walk in and out the house?
Bro, you can imagine you come home from a long day and little Hector out there talking about, nah, estoy fumando. Fumando qué?
Yeah, right.
Cabrón, get off his steps, bro. This is his property.
Or even selling drugs on your steps.
Right.
Because
Just
that's what they're going to be doing.
man.
They're going to be selling drugs on your steps.
Absolutely.
You know, shooting dice on the side of your house and all the extra shit. Like, come on,
We
man.
gotta do better, bro. You cannot violate your neighbors. The one thing you don't want to do is beef with your neighbors. You know why? You gotta see them every day. Coming and going, right? You going out the house, you coming in the house. Not only that, if you're not home, you want somebody respectable to watch your crib while you're not home. Don't you want that?
Yeah, bro. Like, it's my steps. Like, let me be able to walk in and out my house when I want to. Not only me, but if my family members come over and they want to go, walk up and down my steps. My grandma, if my grandma come on, man. What you telling me? We gonna have problems when it's my house.
This is my crib.
My property,
I gotta
bro.
pay for this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Insane, man. The world we live in. We gotta do better, folks. We gotta do better, baby. Boy, springtime is here. Yo, this winter was brutal.
I know, man. It's crazy. It's like the temperature been going up and down, up and down.
But this winter, we had multiple weeks with under 20 degrees.
Yeah, it's
I'm
been
done
cold.
with it, bro. I'm ready for the
been cold.
sundress, Poppy.
The sundresses?
Yeah, I wanted to go. Come on, Pop. You know when the weather breaks, the shorties come out and they be acting up.
They be acting up. Yeah, I mean, you know what it is. It's that sun, man. That sun when it beams on them.
Yeah.
They get crazy. They get crazy.
What's the plan for the summer? Anything good?
I mean, I'm just trying to enjoy the summer, man. Take a few little trips here and there. Not sure where I want to go yet, but absolutely, I got to hit the beach.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, especially now you're doing push-ups now, Bon.
Oh man,
now the guy doing push-ups. He wants to hit the beach now, Bon.
Talking about stuff like that. What do you think about like going to the gym? Do you think that boosts your confidence? Like for guys who want to feel like a certain way, do you think like going to the gym will boost their confidence?
I'm gonna use you for a second if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
A guy like you that has confidence already. Not only is it going to boost the confidence you have already, it gives you a different aura. This is the thing. Look, this is what a lot of guys don't understand. The respect factor you get without speaking when you're in great shape is on another level. I've met a lot of thorough people just on the strength of they look at you and say, yo, I used to work out when I was in, how long did you, what do you do? Where do you work out? And you spark up conversation without, they don't know you, but now the respect is so much higher because they understand the discipline, the dedication it takes. And there's a small percentage of people that do it, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, yes, absolutely. Yeah. But some people would say, well, you're only in the gym because you lack confidence. A guy like you, I don't look at it that way.
Doesn't make sense,
because there's a lot of dudes that are in that position. So what I mean by that is there's a percentage of guys, not all, but percentage of guys that go in the gym because strike out with girls, they might have lost a fight, they might not get the looks that they want, so they feel like muscles is going to help them. To an extent, you still got to be thorough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be able to hold the conversation. You still got to have humor, and you still got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to throw them, right? You got to know all these things. Yeah. It's just, it adds on. That's all. Muscles and fitness adds on to your thoroughness, bro. You dig me? So yes, it helps with your confidence, but if you lack confidence, I don't think it matters. You should be confident with just being who you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Muscles just, adds a little bit.
Hell yeah. I was driving up here on my way. I was coming up Kensington and shit. And
Kensington. It's like, shout out to Kensington.
Yeah, I just drove through Kensington and shit, and I'm just like, it's so sad out there. And my question to you is, because I see it a lot, and to me, it kind of bothers me when I see it. What do you think about like those people who come out there and they start putting up those little stands and they start feeding these people and giving them water and giving them juice? I even seen that they put up showers one time. To me, I think that's wrong of them doing that, because what you're doing is keeping these people there.
Interesting. I see your perspective. So are you asking me? What are you asking me?
I'm asking you,
wrong? Is it right?
What do you think about that? Like, well, I know you've seen it.
Yeah, I see it all the time. Well, it's tough because I applaud the people for doing it because they're coming from a good place.
Yes.
I don't
There's a lot of churches and stuff.
I don't think their mission is to keep them there. I think their mission is to put a word out there.
Yeah, to help them. Yeah,
right. The way you put a word out there you got to get their attention.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. What you're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're enabling them by giving them food and drinking,
absolutely.
right? But at the same time, how are you going to reach out to them? You know, are you just going to stop them and try to, let me talk to you, and while they're on their mission? They're on a mission.
They're kind of trapped.
They're trapped. So at some point, you're going to need some water. At some point, you're going to need some food. And a lot of these ministries, and shout out to them, kudos to them, they figure if we could feed them, give them water, maybe we could give them a word of, look, the Lord loves you, right? Yeah. There's another way. And in their mind, it's a numbers game, right? Because you look at it from this standpoint. If I talk to 100 people and save 2, done my job. Yeah, it's like this podcast, right? Yeah. We might not have 1,000 followers or viewers, but if we get 5 viewers, and thank you to the 5, and 2 say, you know what? I don't want to hustle no more. Yeah. You know, I want to put this burner up. You know, I have a chance to do something thorough in this world. We did our job, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I agree with that. You know, like I said, I was just looking at it like driving up here, and it kind of like got me upset. Because I'm like, how are you helping them? You know what I mean? I understand you got to, you know, like you said, you're putting the word out and you might get like 2 or 3 that's going to be like, oh, I'm done with this shit. I'm out of here. But it's just like, to me, you're still keeping them around because what's happening is, okay, now I don't have to buy food and water, right?
Like dudes that get locked up all the time.
Yeah, it's like now I got this money to continue getting high because I ain't got to worry about food. I ain't got to worry about drinking nothing. I'm going to go over here, get this free meal, and then I'm going to go get high.
Well, I saw an interview, and the girl was saying that she was looking for her sister. And her way was to come out and give out treats and just give out, but she couldn't find her sister. She was from, I think, Bluebell, Pennsylvania. You know, anybody that knows Bluebells, that's well off.
Crazy.
That's a wealthy area. Yeah. She came down here once, got stuck. She can't find her sister. Now she pops up. She says, you know, my sister pops up here and there, but then she disappears. Okay. She says, my way of finding her is being out here talking to people, helping, and hopefully someone knows, you know, where her sister is. So, yeah, I see you shouldn't enable them, but at the same time, there's people that have great hearts and they just want to give back. So I get it. And shout out to them. I wish there was a better way, but that fentanyl is really, really getting to these people, man.
Yeah, man, they putting that fetty in everything, bro.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me.
They even putting it in weed, bro. They putting this.
Yeah, I remember you were saying
spraying weed and dog, like in everything, bro. It's getting crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting crazy.
It's crazy.
What?
God bless the people out there in Kansas. You know, I got something funny to talk about. This is a funny.
I like funny shit.
This is a funny situation.
Funny shit.
And we were talking about body count earlier. Yeah. I'm gonna break this down, and people do not get offended.
No, we're just talking.
There was a scientist that was talking about how when a woman has a high body count and she done slept with a lot of dudes, and there's a lot of sperm in her body, all the sperm that she's collected through the years can have a effect on a child that's being born. Meaning, a lot of you guys sometimes might look at a child and say, damn, this young buck don't look like me.
What?
The chances are, this is what the scientist said, because the sperm is in her brain, in her bone marrow, right? And what happens is that kid might be yours, but might be acting like fulano de tal because all the sperm that's in her mind.
Yeah, so you talking about women who have unprotected sex that let men nut in them. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, if that's true on what they say, yeah, your son might come out with a blue and a green eye.
Yo,
it might happen. One ear longer than the other.
Right. He might be able to jump through the roof,
bro.
you never played a sport in your life.
You be looking at him like, I don't know, man. He look like your ex.
He act like your ex.
Well, he act like him.
He laughed like him. So the scientist was saying that, yes, a high body count matters because what happens is the mutation. He used that word a lot. We have to look into that. He was saying that a woman that has a high body count, a lot of sperm in her body, when she has a child, that child can have a little bit of all them dudes she slept with. Now, when you ever hear a paternity test, you hear that they say 99.9. They never say 100%.
Damn.
You never think about it.
I never thought about that.
Think about it.
So 1% could be somebody else's?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is all the nut that's in her body could have an effect on your child, bro.
Oh, my God.
That's why if you think about it back in the day, why you think so many dudes crave diversion? Because there's no chance, there's no reason for me to even hit my child to have an eyebrow like that.
You gotta say it like this. There's nothing in her.
No pun intended. There's nothing in her.
There's nothing in her.
Dog. The way the ball broke it down was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how we were talking about, body count, high body count. But if you actually think about it on a serious note, ladies, you got to be careful who you allow into, the buzzer.
At the same time, I heard that that when anybody, women and men, when you sleep with a lot of different people, you can actually collect souls.
Oh, absolutely.
Souls. Like
look, on a serious note, we laugh a lot and we joke a lot and we're not trying to shit on nobody.
No.
When you sleep with somebody, the energy, the spirit,
it's the energy.
I'm not trying to get too technical, but
no.
it's real. The spirit,
it is real.
The mood, right? The attitude, everything.
You gain that shit, bro.
It's like when you're in a relationship with a girl for a while. Don't you notice she mimics you a lot?
Yeah.
A lot of times, right?
Yeah. She does the same shit like
she
you.
She starts talking like you. Starts acting like you. And vice versa. You might pick up some
you might
things
pick
with
up
her.
little funny shit with her.
And
stuff like that.
the word does talk about y'all become one.
Yeah. It's true.
Now imagine there's 55 of them. How about the one John? You ain't here recently? The one John, she was like an OnlyFans John. She slept with 1,000 dudes in 24 hours.
Who? Who?
There was a John and she pregnant now. There's a shorty. I forgot the shorty's name.
No, come on, bro.
She did this challenge that she slept with, I think, 1,000 dudes for in 24 hours.
How the fuck? So she never went to sleep?
I don't think so. She probably was getting smashed while she was sleeping.
Yeah, while she was sleeping.
Yeah,
that sounds hurtful.
That's sad.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
That's a bad thing, and especially for the young girls. We have a lot of young women that we love. Right, and I'm here to tell you that's not acceptable at all.
I got daughters, I got nieces. I got sisters.
Right, it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's
just like the video that I saw where the young girl was saying she had 8 abortions. She was 23 years old. Remember, I sent it to you. Remember, I sent it to you.
Oh yeah,
shorty.
Oh yeah, I seen that. But Diablo, 8 abortions.
8 abortions
within like.
Well, we don't know. She didn't say the timeline, but she was 23.
That's a lot, though, man. That's a lot.
23 years old, Pop.
You. That's wrong.
Let me ask you a question. Now that we're on this topic, do you think music has an influence? And the reason why I ask that is because a lot of the girl rappers, and listen, Nicki Minaj is my favorite rapper, female.
That's me.
That's your favorite?
Lyricist? Lyrically,
Nicki Minaj is my favorite.
She's the top dog. Okay. There's nobody fucking with Nicki Minaj, bro. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Right, so you got the Nicki Minaj's, and if we go way back to Lil' Kim, right? A lot of their raps was heavy on the sexual content.
Oh, of course.
So today you got like the
Sex
Sells, the Megan Thee Stallions. You got the Glorilla, which I love.
Yeah, I like. Yeah,
she's dope. I like her.
She's dope as shit.
I think she's the realest one out of all of them. But do you think that these girls are so carried away with the music that is influencing these young bucks to behave this way?
I mean, you know what? You're talking about younger girls, right?
Yeah, I'm talking girls under 30, under 25, the ones that listen to this music and post all the twerking and all the bullshit that's on.
I think so. I think it has an effect on them, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you look at the guy rappers who are talking about killing and robbing and all that, that's influencing the younger men.
It's a different style of influence.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, I think it is.
And you know, it's we know the young girl Chrissy, right?
Chrissy. Shout out to Chrissy.
Shout out to Chrissy. What style does she have?
She hip hop, bro. She hardcore hip hop.
Yeah.
But she's super nice with it, man. Like she's pushing it in a whole different way, man. And that's why I respect her, because she's grinding. And she's a lyricist. She actually put some real good shit out. So she has to put
some thought behind it. And I'm not knocking the rest of these girls. I just, the one thing that I would say that as a parent, if you're a parent, because I'm not a parent, so it's hard for me to say, but you're a parent.
Yeah.
You've had daughters. At what age would you cut that off? Because there's people that will get real spiritual about it, and they'll say, if you allow your child to listen to this, the demonic spirits will get into their soul, bro.
I keep it real with you. My daughters, if they knew it was something that I didn't want them to listen to, they ain't gonna let me know.
But you think they'll still listen to it on the low?
Absolutely,
kids will be
absolutely.
Kids, right?
Kids are kids. We did shit that they told us not to do, and we still did it.
Absolutely.
So, of course they're going to go behind my back, and they're going to listen to something, but they know not to let me hear. And
they better not spit them verses around you, too.
Not at all. Not at all. Not in front of me, anyway.
That's crazy, man. And we're going to leave it at this. I think it would be refreshing to hear girls switch it up a little. You know, I mean, I get it. Sex sells. I understand it. Maybe that's the industry pushing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is, bro. It's the industry. These girls are all going about it this way because this is how they're going to get that check. You feel me? Because this is what they want to hear. And the industries, the people who put the money out and put these artists out, they pretty much tell them like, you want to get this money, you gotta do this type of shit. You know what I mean?
Shame, man. It's a shame because you have a lot of these girls that I think are talented. They can spit. It's just what they're saying, I think, is detrimental. Just like a lot of the young bucks, I get it. You have to be a mature child, and it's hard to say that, right? To understand it's just entertainment. But if you don't have that understanding that it's just music and you start to emulate it, it could be detrimental. It could hurt you. I think a lot of the music is starting to become extremely trashy, especially when they hear girls talk like that. Yeah. But again, I know at my age, you know at your age in entertainment, a lot of these kids don't. So we'll see. We'll see in the future what happens. That if the music, if hip hop comes back, I would love to hear hip hop.
What do you think? What do you think about? It's just something that I had in my mind. What do you think about social media? Do you think that's a gateway for cheating?
Ooh, that's a good question. Absolutely. You want me to break it down to you?
Yeah, break it down, because I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I just want to hear like what you think about.
I'm gonna break it down. There was a study. I think I'm not sure if it was Harvard, Berkeley, one of these major universities. They said that divorces, breakups. DV is domestic V. I don't want to say it because we want to be YouTube friendly. The numbers skyrocketed with all these things, divorces, breakups, around 2008.
Oh, okay.
What was 2008? Do you remember?
That's when Facebook came out?
Boom. Facebook came out, right? Then you had the Instagram. Yeah. Then you had the Tinder. And then you had all these Twitter, all these other forms where the boy from high school hollering at you. Remember?
It's so much easier now. Like, you could, like, before you had to go to like parties and clubs and shit to meet like certain girls.
Home, bro. So let me break it down. So you figure back in the day, a girl would date generally the guys in the neighborhood. If she's from Philly, she might have met a dude from Jersey, right? She might have met a dude from Chester, the surrounding counties. That was back then. Today, she meeting Flaco from Spain, right?
Anywhere.
She's meeting Torillo from Dominican Republic, right? Bobo Jojo from Miami. So her pool of options have quadrupled 100 times more. Yeah. So what happens is the thirst trap came out. And so a lot of men and women do it. You know what I mean? Because men do it financially.
Absolutely.
Men do it showing, I got this bread, girls are coming.
That's
women,
that's the hook.
That's the hook. The hook, women has my sexuality. I'm hot, come get it. So now the lines of communications are open. That's just my homeboy. I knew him from school. And so, yes, to answer your question, it is a gateway to cheating. And the cheating went rampant because now these girls, they're not dating dudes in the neighborhood anymore. Now they're getting flown out. You know what I'm saying? The dude in Miami is like, look, come out. So a lot of these girls that were used to dating dudes that were 5s and 6s, now she smashes a ball that's a 10, that's balling. Her mind is warped. Now she thinks I could get all the 10.
All day. You
know what I'm saying?
And you know what I noticed, that at first, when they first started all these like social media stuff, especially like Instagram and shit, right? They started off where you could, like, let's say if a girl posts a picture, right? And then she got 20 comments on it, right? You see who's commenting on her. So that means if she's married or she's in a relationship, that guy wouldn't comment on it because he don't want her to get in trouble. Right. Then they came out with stories. On a story, a girl posts a picture, you write to her, guess what? Guess who gets that? Only her. Only her. Only she can view it.
Does that disappear after the message?
It's in her stories. Okay. So if you, let's say you see a girl picture, right? And you go, "You beautiful." Mwah, you send a rose or anything. She goes and she looks it. Only she can see it. Now, if she got a man, he can't see that.
Unless he got her information.
That's why they created stories.
Wow. Yeah, if you look at it, even with the dating sites. Yeah. And I think the dating sites took it to another level. And the reason why is because, the average guy ain't doing well on these dating sites. Yeah. You know why? A lot of these girls are putting it in their bio, over 6 feet. Yeah. You got to make $100,000 a year, right? And if you look at the numbers, over 6 feet, $100,000 a year, there ain't a lot of dudes doing that, right? You got to love dogs. You got to travel. You got to know, Italian, whatever the case may be. So I think that the dating sites took cheating even higher because you could turn on the dating site, link up, and then turn it off.
Yep, and turn it off.
You see what I'm saying? So, look, social media, the internet is a beautiful tool.
Yeah.
Right? Because there is a lot of good that comes with it. But to answer your question, yeah, cheating went rampant. A lot of divorce, a lot of breakups because now people are reaching out to that crush they had back in the day.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
That too.
There's a lot of people coming back that you didn't hear from 10, 15 years old.
They see your little photo on there and they start giving you thumbs up just to see how would you. Yeah. That's crazy, but it is. Yeah.
And how much fronting is happening online.
Oh my God.
You know, dudes fronting like they got all this bread, and these girls acting like you know how many times I done ran into shorties that don't look nothing like their picture?
Not only that, these women are online posting these pictures with them being all happy, and they're the saddest women in the world.
Yo, they're the saddest. And not only that, their personalities doesn't match in person. No. There's been so many times that I've been, we all follow each other, and so online you have this bubbly, thorough personality, right? Well-spoken, excited about life. Then when you run into them in person, you talk to them, you don't see that gleam in their eyes. You don't see that fire, that passion, because that's an act.
It's only for social media. It's only so everybody that's on there that's following them go, yo, she's doing good.
Right.
Yo, look at him. He got he's on a yacht, but it's not his yacht.
Not his yacht, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of frauds out there.
He got 100,000 in front of him, but he bought it off the what's that called?
The fake shit.
Timu or whatever that website is.
That's what it is.
Some shit like that where you could buy like shit from like China and all that. They got all that fake money on there. Niggas is posting that shit up.
What's up with dudes with the money? Why are you posting all this money?
I mean, like you said, it's a hook.
It's a hook.
It's a hook. All it is, but it brings problems too, because you're not only gonna hook the women that say, damn, he got 100 grand.
Right.
Your man is gonna be like, yo, Pop, I need like 20 to start a business.
Absolutely. Not only that, what happens when you meet this person in person?
Yeah.
Right? So if you're telling this girl, I'm 6'3", I got all this bread, and then she meets you, you 5'5", and you in a hoopty.
Listen.
Come on. And then the girls, let me say this about the girls. You need to stop lying about and all these photoshopping your photos, because if I meet you in person, hypothetically speaking, I got a girl, but if I meet you in person and you don't look like your pictures, I'm turning around, bro, and I'm walking away, bro. I'm just come on, why you catfish?
It's just crazy, like the way they just be making themselves look online and shit like that, and they know they don't look like that. Like, yo, man, be you, man.
Be yourself, man.
Love who you are.
But that's why the makeup industry is so powerful, because no matter, we could say it till we're blue in the face, they're not gonna do it, because they bank on that. See, me and you, we can't front about money. You can't front and act like we got all
my height. My height. I'm short. It is what it is. It is what it is.
You better like my personality. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
But the truth of the matter is, we can't front and act like we millionaires. I can't say I got all this bread, when in reality people know, listen, I'm trying to make it out here. I mean, we're doing good though.
I'm trying to come up. That's what I'm doing.
We're doing
I'm
good.
Focused, baby.
We focused.
What? Am I ever?
All day, every day, we come in here and work. You know, a lot of people have been contacting me because they want to get involved. What would you say to somebody that wants to get involved with us, right? But they really don't have no ideas. They don't want to spend money, right? They just want to be around. What would you say to somebody that just wants to be around, but they're not really telling you, I want to contribute with something?
So my thing to that is, listen, if y'all want to be around, hopefully we become that successful where we can have an audience.
Right.
And we'll sit you in the audience and you can watch us do our thing.
And the reason why I say that, because I'm getting a lot of DMs, but they're just saying, where's the studio? When y'all, look, I don't mind that you're, watching. I don't mind that you're excited about us. But if you want to be a part of the team, what's your sales pitch? What can you offer? You can't come to a conglomerate, to a business, and say, hire me or let me be around. You have to come with a plan. Look, I'm good with audio. I'm good with videos. I'm good with getting information. You have to give us something to work on. I call Brown all the time. Brown, such and such. He's like, well, what is he bringing to the table? Right,
absolutely, bro. It has to be something, man, because look at us, man. We came up with this idea and we went at it not knowing what it was going to be. We just took a chance, and I thank God, for the blessings that we are getting.
Absolutely.
Like, for the people who are responding to us. I mean, my own people are like, yo, y'all guys is doing y'all thing, man. I really appreciate, or y'all touched me.
Right.
And made me look at y'all like in a whole different way.
Why people be asking me, did I just meet you? Look, let me explain something to you guys. I've known Brown since 10th grade. We've been out of school almost 30 years now. Damn. showing
it's
my
crazy.
age. We've been out of school 30 years, and I was acting like a class clown, right? Let's tell the story. I was making all these noises, and you was getting upset. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So it's funny because I was acting up, and that's what I used to do. I used to do all these. Remember, I used to make them noises, dumbass noises. Yeah. That was my shit, and I used to get people upset. And then Brown, for some reason, I don't remember what it was. I don't know if you got suspended. I didn't see you for a while.
I mean, you know what?
Did you get kicked out? What happened?
No, you know what it was with me, man? I got caught up with some. I ain't gonna say dumb motherfuckers because they were my friends.
Right.
But I started doing dumb shit like cutting class
back in the
and
day.
just, going to
Shit that
100
we
Park.
do, yeah.
I was going 100 Park playing basketball, dog, during school hours. It was a fucking
Shout
gym in
out
the
your school. What school you went to?
Edison.
Lord,
I went to
Edison High, baby.
Edison High,
Shout out to
dog.
all the fellas from Edison. Rest in peace, Spez. Rest in peace, Tommy. We lost a lot of good friends.
Yeah,
Remember
man.
that?
Yep.
That shit hurt. I was with Spez the night that he died, man.
Mikey Raw.
Mikey Raw.
That
Shout
was
out
my
to Mikey
guy,
Raw.
man. Mikey Raw
with
was
the
my guy.
four-wheelers,
Yeah,
remember?
man. Mikey Raw was my guy,
That
man.
was the accident, right?
Dirt bike.
The dirt bike.
Yeah.
It was a lot of the guys that we went to school with that passed away. And shout out to all the family that we knew from back in the day. How about Big Lou? Remember Big Lou?
Yeah, Big Lou. Yep.
Well,
how about my man Tommy, though?
Tommy man.
was my guy, man.
Rest in peace, Tommy.
Shout out Bolo, too, man.
Bolo. Shout out to Bolo.
Yeah.
How about Marv? Rest in peace, Marv. Marv was a Philly legend.
He was
Philly
my
legend. Shout out to us. Set It Off.
Set it off.
Shout out to
Set it off. He was my favorite NTA, though, man.
Was he? What was it? Marv and Carlos. Remember Carlos?
Carlos, yeah.
Big Lou was third.
Yeah, and Vic. I don't know if you remember.
I remember Vic. Vic was cool.
Vic was my guy, too.
I remember
but Marv was my favorite.
Marv was number one. I remember last time I was with, who I was with? I went to Papi Claudio's, and I was with, I forgot the ball's name. Damn, we was in there getting twisted.
Damn. That was a long time ago, brother.
Yo, that was a long time ago. And he was like, I'm going to set it off. And I'm like, oh, nah.
You would have set it off, though. Ain't no John in there who had a tampon or nothing on, bro. What the fuck, my nigga?
And people that know, Set It Off, second in Cambria. Papa, if you talking about hood.
But you know, I mean, you know what? My bad. I was joking.
Carl, I'm sorry to interrupt. Remember Carl? Carl, man, little Carl.
Probably if you show him to
Carl,
me.
I ran into him at Papi Claudio's, and he was like, "We going to set it up." Carl,
you talking about Moreno Carl?
Moreno Carl.
Yeah, that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. Carl, my guy.
Shout out to Carl.
Shout out to Carl. Carl, pimp ass motherfucker. Dog. Carl's a pimp.
I said, Carl, I'm not going. He like,
that's my guy.
He like, nah, bro, you go. We in there till like 5 in the morning.
Oh shit,
bro, like this. So then one of the shorties wouldn't leave me alone in there. Exchange numbers. She like, yo, hit me up when you leave, da-da-da. So I went home, fell asleep. Around 7 in the morning, she like, come pick me up. I'm like,
7 in the morning?
You guess where she lived at? 11th and Somerset.
11th and Somerset?
I said, negative.
I ain't going. Listen, we don't cross certain areas. Pop. You ain't lining me the fuck up.
Look at me going through 11th and Somerset. Erase the number. Get out of here, mama.
Rob the shit out your ass. She probably was trying to line you the fuck up.
Of course she was lining me up.
At 7 in the morning?
I had jewelry on.
Oh, yeah, 7 in the morning.
There was a time, not bragging, I used to wear heavy jewels. ¿Pa qué fue eso?
No.
I was young and dumb, bro.
Nah, Papa.
Yeah.
Be happy you ain't go out there.
Man.
They would have stripped your ass.
That's called dick discipline. And I'm telling you, fellas, you gotta have dick discipline.
What's that say?
Huh?
Say it again.
Dick discipline. You gotta have it, bro, because if you don't have dick discipline, you're gonna be on 11th and Somerset at 6 in the morning looking for Shamika, trying to smash, and guess what?
At 7 in the morning.
7 in the morning.
No, that's when you drink coffee. That's crazy.
Yeah, but when you out late, leaving strip clubs, and the stripper like, look, come through. Yo, if you don't have the discipline and you don't have life experience, and I'm gonna tell a lot of you young boys, a lot of these girls be lining you up because you're thinking with your dick. You know what I'm saying? So excuse my French. I don't, we trying to be, PG in here, but you gotta have discipline sometimes. Mm-hmm. Think rational. Okay, what time is it? You have a burner. We don't condone violence, but you gotta protect yourself. If you can get your license to carry, go for it.
It's better off. Not even that, man, because even with a license to carry, I always say this. If you feel like you're going to go somewhere and you got to take your gun with you, do not go.
But Brown, how many times back in the day you would go visit a Joan down South Philly? I remember I was down Southwest. Why did I do it? I had to call Chemo. Shout out to Chemo to come pick me up. My cousin Rich, rest in peace, Rich.
They were wilding on you?
No, it was like 50. When I got there, nobody was out there. In the crib with the shorty. I'm leaving the shorty. Goons everywhere, bro.
Waiting for you?
No, they was just out there chilling, smoking. Of course, they were waiting for me, but it wasn't as obvious. They were just out there. So what are these dudes doing?
They come outside.
With the poppy ball come out.
We gonna get him. He light skinned too. We
gonna get him. And you know, I was fresh to death, right?
Yeah.
That happened to me twice. That happened to me up Cotman one time. I went to go see a shorty. I had to call my cousin Rich, come get me, because there was like 15 dudes out there.
Yeah.
Now somebody gonna say, "Oh, you was scared." Listen, I ain't dumb.
And you know, Rich used to swing on motherfuckers.
Rich was crazy, boy. Rest in peace.
Swing. Boop, bop, boop, bop.
Crazy ass Rich. Rest in peace to my cuz. Look, I ain't stupid, bro. If there's 15 dudes outside, I'm calling some people to come get me, bro.
Oh, absolutely, though. You can't fight that battle on your own.
No,
dog.
sir.
Listen. Fuck that. Call some of your homies and then go out there and get it in.
Right, come get me.
Fuck all that.
And a lot of times when that would happen, and my peoples would come pick me up. When people see that you have people that will fight and die for you, they back off a lot of times, man.
And a lot of times they see somebody that comes and they go, "Oh, that's my man.
Oh, that's my people." They know you.
He a killer.
You know how many dudes that know chemo, bro? That knew that, okay, if I hurt him, I gotta go through chemo.
I gotta deal with him.
I gotta deal with him,
and he throwing the fuck off.
Right, not only that, Hope Street, all the guys from Hope Street, shout out to the fellas from Hope Street. You dig what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
It is what it is, killer.
You already know, bro.
Yes, sir.
So, on another note, what do you think about like mental illness? Because a lot of times we want to speak on stuff like that because there's a lot of people in this, in this world that battles through mental illness.
I'm glad you're bringing this up. Great question.
Is that something that you might have dealt with in your life? Like, as far as like, do you get like anxiety sometimes?
Well,
or do you have depression sometimes? And you say, why is this happening to me? And where did it come from? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. This is a phenomenal question. That's why you're here, because you ask great questions. I grew up in a Pentecostal home, right? Very religious. So we were taught that you have depressing moments, but you don't have depressing days. Right? And a lot of it, they countered, my family countered it with prayer. I'm not going to get into much into that aspect, but what I'm going to say is this. I don't believe that you're depressed all the time.
No.
Right? I don't believe that you can't beat depression. But you have to be a real strong individual to counter that on your own.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can't do it.
Yeah.
So I believe, Latinos and African Americans, we're too prideful to go get therapy. And that's one of our biggest mistakes.
Yeah.
As humans, we evolve, Brown. Yeah. And it's nothing wrong when you sitting with somebody and having a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, yes, I think there's been times when I lost my mom, bro. I was feeling depressed, bro. I don't wish that on nobody. So, yes, you have depressing moments, but the gym, family, talking to people, expressing yourself, and even if you have to share it. Listen, what is it when they say, "Oh, men don't cry"? That's bullshit.
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
You have to release anything you have inside.
There's going to be things in your life that you can't control.
No, you can't control.
So, yes, depression is real. Yeah. I just don't feel like, I don't think that it should take control of you if you have a good circle of people, right? Whether it's a pastor, an older fella, friend, a brother, you need people to talk to. And if you need professional help, go get the professional help. And that's one of our downfalls, Boricuas and the African-American community. We don't want to shoot out and get, not only that, it's expensive.
We're too prideful
We're too prideful. You should go get help if you need help.
And that's what fucks with us, is because we don't want other people to know the shit that we're going through, so we bottle it in. We stay quiet.
And not only that, that's dangerous. You can become violent with that.
That's very, very dangerous.
Seek the help that you need and go get it.
And like you said, even if it's one of your friends that you could call and talk to them real quick or whatever, and they because some people, they don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
But then you got some people who want to hear, because they're that type of people that can help you. They have that type of energy, and they got that right thing to say to you.
But not only that, there's government programs that you can go see a professional, bro. I don't understand why our people, and for the people that go to therapy, shout out to you, because it takes a lot of courage to do that.
Yeah.
A lot of times we think I got it, especially dudes, right? Us fellas, I can ask you, Brown, you good? And you gonna say I'm good.
Yeah, of course.
But I can see it in your eyes.
Something's
going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all go through shit. So don't be afraid to go get therapy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's all that back in the day. Oh, you're not supposed to cry. Now look, don't cry about everything, bro.
No, you can't.
You gotta confide in somebody that you can trust, or professional, somebody that has, you know, a good reputation. Don't go to Hector from down the way that's hustling. That's gonna give you some.
Or go to your barber and shit. Your barber be like, yo, all I'm trying to do is cut your hair.
$65 for the haircut. $65
I ain't
for the
trying to hear that shit, dog. They be like,
So go to a professional. If you need therapy, look, man, there's nothing wrong with sitting with somebody and having a conversation about your problems.
Yeah, you gotta
man.
do it, man. You gotta do it, man, because you know the mind is it gets crazy.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're under depression and shit like that. You might do something that you really ain't want to do, but you know at the moment it just boom and exploded, and then bang.
Right.
Now your life changed at that moment.
Absolutely. And now you made a decision that's going to cost you for the rest of your life. Now think about this. Just analyze this. You're having a bad day, right? Something's on your mind, right? You're going through it. It could be your lady. It could be business. Somebody said something to you. You're holding it in. The minute you bust out laughing and talking to somebody, what happens? You forget about it.
Yeah.
Yo, it happens to me all the time. Like, I'll go to work sometimes, something on my mind, and shout out to my boy Bobby. He'll realize it. Oh, he ain't himself. He'll start poking at me, but respectfully. Yo, you watch the game? I'll be like, yeah. Yo, I saw the podcast. Yeah. At some point, I break loose and start having a convo with him. He se me fue todo.
Yeah.
What that means is you just need to talk.
Yeah, a little laughter and shit like that. That shit helps a lot.
It helps a lot. How many guys in the street go through it, right? The wrong thing is being said. Boom. They react. Ball gone. You upstate now. Sharing showers
just like that.
Just like that. Bro.
Just like that.
So yes, I think that depression is real. I just believe in my mind and my heart that you have depressing times, depressing moments. You shouldn't have a depressing life. But if you do, go get the help you need.
Absolutely, bro.
Go get the help
you have to, bro.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we got a few interviews coming up, man.
We do have a few interviews. We have a girl named Jennifer Nieves. Shout out to her. She's coming on.
Shout out to Jennifer.
We don't have a date on Chrissy yet, right?
No, we don't have a date on Chrissy.
Right.
And Ron Pichardo, he's coming into.
Shout out to Ron Pichardo.
He's a busy dude, so we just adjusting shit.
And we also have a rapper, a young rapper, right?
He's gonna be coming in too. Is my man Paulie's son.
Okay.
His name is Trilla something.
Okay.
But he's gonna be coming in too. I spoke to him earlier. But we're gonna set everything up, man.
We have a boatload of shows coming. Listen, this is number 6.
Number 6.
And we're just getting warmed up, so be patient with us, all right? Because people keep asking when it's gonna come on. Thursdays, Tuesdays. We're gonna try to give y'all different dates, right?
We're always gonna put up when we're gonna put our shows out. So be on the lookout. We're always gonna put up flyers that says Tuesday 7 p.m., Thursday 7 p.m. So as long as you following us, as long as you watching, you're gonna know when it's gonna come out, and you're gonna see us on TikTok. You're gonna see us on
Facebook,
Instagram. You're gonna see us on Facebook,
YouTube, OnlyFans. You have your OnlyFans page?
Nah, I ain't got no OnlyFans page. I don't even.
Tell me if you on OnlyFans. You working out now, bro? Getting real crazy.
Not only do I not have an OnlyFans page, but I don't know nobody that owns an OnlyFans page.
This is what I'm gonna say about OnlyFans. I'm not knocking OnlyFans completely because let's say there's a carpenter that does work on OnlyFans. You want to learn, get on there, right? Let's say there's music that you want to listen to. That's OnlyFans, fine. I have an issue with sexual content on OnlyFans.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're doing extra shit.
I'm not doing that.
But they doing that, you know.
That's porn. That's porn.
That's porn.
That's
how they get their money.
Let's call it corn to be YouTube friendly.
Yeah, you're right.
Corn. So look, people get upset when I say that. Oh, you hating on? I'm not hating. I'm just not subscribing to any sexual content. I'm good. I don't need it. Got a little shorty. We straight. You feel me?
I don't need all that.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, this was number 6, Brown. And so all I want to say is I'm excited about this show. Right? You got any more questions?
No, brother.
Oh, this was good, man.
Bro.
We good. Listen, this was exciting. I love doing this. The reason why I love doing this is because we're getting better and better as we go along. We got people coming in, right? We got a lot of interviews coming in. We do not have a set date on when the show is going to pop. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
It could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesdays, it could be Thursdays. We're getting it rolling. All I want people to know that if you want to sponsor us, hit up Brown, right, Brown? What's your Brown? Brown Star.
Brown Star with 2 R's. I got to do 2 R's. Don't put 1 because you ain't going to find me. It's 2 R's.
2 R's. So contact Brown. You can DM me if you want to sponsor, you want to shout out. You know, we'll shout you out. And we really appreciate all the support, people. Thank you for tuning in. And before I let you go, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Brown,
We need those
holla at
comments.
them, baby.
Yeah, well, I just want to end this off with, we spoke about a lot of different things today, and we don't mean nothing towards nobody. We just
Not at
having
all.
simple
We having fun,
conversations.
simple
Everybody
conversations.
has their own opinion about things, and hey, man, continue loving us, man, because this is what we're doing, and we're doing this for y'all. And we don't mind you guys inboxing us and telling us, yo, I think y'all should talk about this, that, and the third.
Right. Give us topics.
Give us some
Give us some topics that you like.
ideas.
Because we're going to stay on top of current events.
Of course.
We love the sports. Look, it's going to go from politics, sports, music, medicine.
Everything.
Current events. We
Health.
want to do it all.
Health, everything, bro.
Health and everything. No, now definitely he's doing push-ups. He's going to be talking. He's husky now. Don't get too husky on me, Bob. Again, thanks for tuning in, folks. Till next time, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Brown, holla at him.
Lo fuimos.
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm throwing an Indian flecha.
Boom.